Mr. Leland is writing it from the dramatic angle?
Yes.
And we've covered it from the news end.
Naturally.
And the social. How about the music notice? You got that in?
Oh, yes, that's already made up. Mr. Moon wrote a swell review.
Enthusiastic?
Yes, sir.
Naturally.
Mr. Bernstein?
Mr. Kane.
Mr. Kane.
Hello, Mr.
Hello,
Kane.
Mr.
Kane, this is a
Everything's
surprise.
been done exactly to your
Mr. Donovan.
We've got two spreads of pictures,
That's fine. The music notice on the front page?
Yes, Mr. Kane.
but there's still one notice to come. The dramatic.
Dramatic notice. Mr. Bernstein, that's Mr. Leland, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Kane. We're waiting for it.
Where is he?
Right in there, Mr. Kane.
Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane. Mr. Leland and Mr. Kane, they haven't spoken together for years.
You don't suppose?
There's nothing to suppose. Excuse me.
Close the door.
He ain't been drinking before, Mr. Kane. Never. We would have heard.
What's it say there? The notice. What's he written?
It's Susan Alexander, a pretty but hopelessly incompetent amateur. Last night, opened the new Chicago Opera House in a performance of... I still can't pronounce that name, Mr. Kane. Her singing happily is no concern of this department. Of her acting, it is absolutely impossible to...
Go on. Go on.
That's all there is.
Of her acting, it is absolutely impossible to say anything except that in the opinion of this reviewer, it represents a new low. Have you got that, Mr. Bernstein, in the opinion of this reviewer?
I didn't see that.
It isn't here, Mr. Bernstein. I'm dictating.
Look, Mr. Kane,
Get me a typewriter. I'm going to finish Mr. Leland's notice. Hello, Bernstein. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Leland.
Where's my notice, Bernstein? I've got to finish my notice.
Mr. Kane is finishing it for you.
Charlie?
Charlie?
Charlie up there. I guess he's fixing it up. I knew I'd never get that through.
Mr. Kane is finishing your review just the way you started it. He's writing a bad notice, like you wanted it to be. I guess that'll show you.
Hello, Jedediah.
Hello, Charlie.
I didn't know we were speaking.
Sure we're speaking, Jedediah. You're fired.